which means race day. So let's get on with it. Today is the ASCS SPRINTs. The 410s, believe it or not. Now, the thing is, what I don't really understand is with the it's been a while since I've been involved in the industry. I mean, like, I'm now 50, so I mean, I was like involved in the industry when I was like 18, 19, between the ages of 18 to 25. But other than that, you know, a lot has changed over the last 25 years, believe you me. The only thing that really hasn't changed other than most of the tracks is design of most of the cars. Now, there's one particular thing that I do remember in the way of racing, like in sprint cars and whatnot. Sprint cars here in Australia are pretty much the same as what they are in the US, so I'm pretty sure that the rules that are on the sprint cars for Australia are pretty much identical to the ones in the US. So, you know, I don't exactly know how to explain the rules here. If I knew how to explain the rules that are here for Australian sprint cars, then I'd probably understand the rules for the American sprint cars. I don't know. Hang on, guys. So yeah, as I was saying, sprint car rules here in Australia, I think, are pretty much the same as sprint car rules in the US. Now, sprint car rules have changed over the years. I mean, come on. The only category that I know of that really hasn't changed its rules in the last 30 to maybe 40, maybe even, I don't know, say 45 years would probably be NASCAR. Whereas here in Australia, you've got the V8 supercars. They've had their rule changes so many times in the last 10 years. And it's ever since Chevrolet announced that they were coming into the V8 supercars, which they announced in 2003, I believe, when they first announced it. And then they fell out and they went, no, we're not going to go into it. And then when... See, over here, for my viewers who are from the United States and UK and France and who actually can, if they do understand me, over here we had a manufacturer which was basically which I couldn't actually say basically because it was a homegrown manufacturer, just like Chevrolet, Ford, Pontiac were, Oldsmobile, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, you know, they're all homegrown in the US. But over here, we had our own homegrown car manufacturer. And the car manufacturer that was here in Australia was Holden. Now, I am a very big General Motors man. Trust me. I was a Holden man since the day I was born, right up to the day they closed. If they do come back, I will still be a Holden man. I guarantee you that. Since they went by the wayside and they closed down in 2013, I've become a Chevrolet man because Chevrolet are owned by General Motors and Holden was owned by General Motors. So that's the case there. However, when Holden did close down, Holden finally stopped giving cars to teams to run in the V8 supercars here. By that time, Ford was already running the Ford Mustang. We had a Nissan, I think 2 or 3 teams in here that ran Nissan. We had a team in here that ran Mercedes, and I think that was it. And the rest were Holden. But the Holden or Ford, that was the majority of them. But there was a Mercedes team and 2 or 3 Nissan teams. So I don't know, I can't really remember. It's been a while. But the thing is, my point's this: now Mercedes aren't in the championship anymore. Neither are Nissan. The only ones that are in there, and I think it's a bit of a monopoly, to be honest. I reckon they should bring in at least Nissan again and Toyota, or Toyota at least, and have them run V8s. Because they have a car which is basically the shape that they would need to run here in Australia in the V8 supercars. Now that we're running Chevrolet and Ford like they do in the US, there's the Toyota Celica or whatever it is in the US, or Camry, two-door version, which they run over there in NASCAR. Why not bring it over here? Run the V8 supercars. How hard's that? So, you know. But anyhow, getting down to it, today is race day, and today we are at round one of the ASCS Sprints 410s. So let's have a look at the car that I'm driving. There it is. Yes, I know, it looks funny. It's a sprint car, but without wings. Yeah. Its wings fell off. Yes, baby, I know. Anyhow, let's get on with it. Oh, 80 laps. Okay, all good. Mid multi-groove. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Just give me 10 seconds. Here we go, here we go, here we go! Whoops. Not good, not good, not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Good. Whoa, shit! Yeah, that was an eventful area. I screwed up coming out of the pits, and I screwed up going into the pits. I made it though. Here we go, the next session. Here we go. Qualifying times. This is gonna be fun. Here we go. Ah, that's an easy beat. That's an easy beat. Damn, what's my left on? Oh yeah! Oh damn! Over a second. Oh boy! Let's go through them all. I was sitting on pole. My god! I kicked some serious butt. Yep, I've kicked some serious butt. I really did, damn. Ooh boy, 17 down. Or 17 seconds back on me, damn. Oh, heat one. Now, I think from the watching of all the game, or the watching of the races that I've been doing, I think that there are 8 heats all up in these race meets, I think. Because that's the way it was when I was working for that race team back when I was between the age of 18 and 25. So, you know, I think that's how it still goes. Let's hope I'll get there. Oh yeah! That was good. That was good. That was a good race. I mean, guys, seriously, you watch what I do with this car. I've learned. I learnt the way you see me driving here is my own technique, but I learnt how to do this when I was younger, like when I was 18, 19, between 18 to 25. I learnt how to drive like this. And to be honest, I should have stayed with it. So yeah, that's race number 1 done of round 1 of this category. Now, here's what we've got to do here, guys. We've got to lock in the position in the A main. We are in the A main. That's the final race of the night, but we've got to lock in a position here. There are 8 cars in this race. Now, with the first 8, with this lot here, this is the first 8 positions in the grid. If I finished first, I get pole. If I finished 8th, I start 8th on the grid in the race. The A main race. So we'll see how we go.
The qualified dash sets the pole for the feature. Good luck to all the drivers out there. We're just about ready to go.
And we're gone. Hey, bye-bye. Nice. Very, very nice. Now that was a good race. I will admit, that was a good one. That was a good race, that I will admit. The only problem I had, if you watch it, was in some of the corners, I went too low. It is a multi-groove track, but in some cases I felt like I just went too low. But on the odd occasion, it can't be helped. That's the problem. So the dark area that I'm on, that's the groove to stick in. But the big thing is, on the odd occasion, you can't stick in that groove. Even if you're by yourself on the track, you just cannot stay in that groove. You're all over the place. See, look, this is from the top of the car. You watch straight. I'm out of the groove. It's really bites. Now back in the groove, out of the groove, into the groove. And you've got to try and stay in that groove the whole time of going around the circuit. That is hard to do. That's the reason why this track is known as a multi-groove circuit. It is just so hard to stay in the line when you're there. I mean, you do it on all the other circuits, yeah, but this one is a multi-groove. That one's R2 as well, to a point. But the biggest problem is with the other tracks, with them being like that, and they're the same, like, I mean, I don't know how to put it. When I was working the race team many years ago, I used to ask the driver, because I used to do what I did. I was the tyre technician for the team, but I ended up driving for a while after he broke his leg. So, with me being the tyre technician, as soon as he comes in, after being on the track, we put the car up on the jacks, and first thing first, what I say to him, I go straight to him, boom. Now the guy's name is Stephen. I'd go straight to him, he'd take his helmet off, he'd take his balaclava off. I'd say, Steve, how was the track? How'd the track feel? He'd go, boom, it was tacky, or boom, it was too sticky, or, you know, whatever he'd say. That would mean for me that I have to try and work out a way of organising it so the tyres would stick right, but they wouldn't be too sticky to flip the car. Also, you'd have to have him adjust the tracking in the way of the car. Now, as you saw, the first race I did for this series, was the sprint, the World of Outlaws sprint cars, and they have the wing on top. They're basically these cars, but with the two wings. So that wing can be adjusted, right? So you'd either have to tell him over the radio, or you'd have to tell him before he gets into the car to go onto the track that he may have to adjust the car because of what you've done to the tyres. So, because you might have had to have different pressure in each tyre or whatever, or you throw pressure all the way through the tyres at the same. It depends on the circuit and depends on how the circuit feels to the driver. The driver tells us how we have to set the car up for him. He can't do certain things to the car, which we can do. The only thing he can do is drive the car and also let us know with the car what's going on, and also the wing, if he's got a wing above him, like I had in the other car when I first did the first race of the seasons, he can adjust that.
It's always a great day here at the track, and we're so thankful you decided to spend the day with us. Oh, the land of the free.
That's better. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Go, 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 go. Green flag. That wasn't good. That did not feel good. You guys heard me drop off the throttle. That didn't feel good. Hey, not good. I've got one question to ask my girl, which I asked her, or which I haven't asked her in a while. Do you mind? Seriously, people? I didn't even see those two cars until it was too late. Damn. Whoa, way! Now, I have tried on several of the cars to try and do, as I said to you guys a few weeks back, or actually last week sometime, I think it was when I first started the first racing season, I did say to you guys that I would run a car with either the American flag on it or American colours with including the flag. The update for that, if it is coming, hasn't come through yet. I hope it does, because I really want to do it. Oi! Do you mind? Out of the fucking way. Dumbass. I really do want to do it for you, because, you know, besides the fact that I love America, it'll be an awesome flag, and it's an awesome flag, and it'll be awesome to put across a car. Just the look of it. with me having white on the car, it looks to me, if I can't find something to do in the way of putting red and white and blue, red, white and blue on the car the way I want it, I may have to run a red stripe and probably have my number red. Still be the same, it'd still be celebrating Independence Day for the United States. I would love to do it, and I do it every year. I have every year, be it on racing games or just in general. You know, I stay at home and just have a couple of drinks on the United States. Whoa! Him go over. Anyway, Dopey. Have you people ever heard of Move? It's a real shame these cars haven't got horns. Whoa! Luckily I did that. A thump in the butt means move, boy. Coming through. Whoa! They don't play nice, do they? There is one thing I can do to the car to run American colours, the red, white and blue. But it'll take some thinking. Yo, damn. This is gonna sting a bit, I can feel it. Laps left, guys. Time to go. Whoa! Oh! I knew that was going to happen. I could feel it. I could see that happening. That was a hard hit. 7 laps left, guys. Barring an engine explosion, I've got this in the bag. Whee! He got on! I do have this in the bag if I don't lose my engine. Hey! Ooh, boy! Now, I know my girl watched this race. Tell me if this is confusing, guys, or actually rushing it. A guy I know who, believe it or not, ended up with a girlfriend about, what, I think a week ago? Maybe under a week? How's this for you? He's together with her probably 2 days, and they're already engaged. My girl and I waited 8 months before I asked her to marry me. And I'm glad I did. She makes me I'm so happy I've got her. She makes me the happiest. I'm actually super glad I asked my girl to marry me. It's like I say to her all the time, and I know she's listening to me because I know she's watching. She's special to me. And I always say one thing to her, but I can't really say it because I'm on air. There is one thing she does know, and that she's super beautiful. Super gorgeous. I love her to bits. But this, one of those wrecks in this, my God. But that one where I hit the guy side on, I was lucky I didn't hit him head on. Watch this, guys. I guarantee I'll get an answer out of that. I hope I get an answer out of her. got to sell her something when I'm done here. And no, guys, she's not in trouble. So far, no. She hasn't even looked at it yet. She usually goes out of her way to win. No, not tonight. Okay, we've got 6 laps to go on this. I just couldn't believe it. That guy was lucky I did what I did. When I sideways right into him. He's lucky I did. The moment I went sideways, I was an unguided missile. I could not stop myself. I couldn't put the gas down. I had the gas down, but you're going sideways. You're got unguided missile. You know you're going to hit something, and you hit it. Okie dokie dokie dokie. That's the end of the race. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I certainly did, and I know my girl did. But look at that. 7 laps between me and second place, and there was 20 laps between me and last place. Damn. So yeah. But as I was saying, guys, it's a good thing to do in your pastime is this sort of thing. If you want to get into it, go for it. It's fun. I guarantee you that much. But if you do become a driver, be careful, because it can be dangerous. Trust me on that. So yeah. And there's the points. We have 150 for us, 146 for second place, 144 for third, 142 for fourth, and 140 for fifth. So that's the points in the top 5. Top 10 is right down to 130. Now, it's like that all the way through. Now, the biggest thing is that with this category of racing, or actually any of these categories, the points are pretty much the same as they are in every other one. Now, as I always say, before anything, please enjoy your time on this planet, because it's the only one you're going to have. So, guys, girls, enjoy each other's lives. Enjoy each other's company. Guys, you have a girl in your life, treat her like a queen, treat her like she needs to be treated. Hug her, hold her, tell her you love her, give her flowers, do anything for her, give her teddies, whatever it takes to prove to the girl you love her. Girls, do the same thing for the guys, do basically the same thing. If you're a good cook, cook them a good meal. I guarantee you, guys can cook. Trust me. We can cook. Trust me. But other than that, there's not much really to say. But yeah, getting back to what I was talking about with racing and all that sort of stuff, racing can be a very dangerous sport. Back in 1991, I think it was. Could have been 92, I'm not sure. There was a race driver by the name of Ayrton Senna. Now, he was what was known as the Little Brazilian. The reason being is because he was short. He was a little short guy. I mean, to be honest, he was even shorter than my girlfriend, or he was even shorter than my fiance. My fiance is a foot shorter than me, right? But the whole thing is, that's beside the point. The point's this: this guy was such a good driver. He won 3 championships back to back, right? Going for his 4th, it was about 2 years later after he won his 3rd. He's going for his 4th championship. San Marino Grand Prix. And he lost control going down, I think it was the front straight, and he's gone into the corner, like he's gone wide like he's had to, and then he's tried to follow the line right through. As he's tried to follow the line right through, he's come down just a little bit, and all of a sudden his car's dipped down and bottomed out. Now that's the way the car was built. Cars were built to bottom out a bit. And what's happened, he's bottomed out, and as he's bottomed out, the car's actually left the ground. And then it's come back down and then bounced again and bottomed out again. As it's bottomed out the second time, it's bottomed out and hit a thing what's known as the ripple strip. So the car's gone into the air, hit the ground nose first. Basically, it's hit the sand trap, and as it's hit the sand trap, it's launched itself back into the air again. Because, I mean, like, it hasn't gone like 10 feet into the air. It's gone like probably about 2 foot into the air or something like that. It's come back down, nose first into the ground, skidded straight towards the wall. As it's headed towards the wall, everyone's thinking that it's going to go head first. Everyone's thinking it's going to go nose first. All of a sudden, it's just gone sideways. As it's gone sideways, it's started to go forward again. It's hit the wall with the right-hand side so hard, the whole front end just got shredded, including the entire right-hand side of the car got completely shredded. After that's happened, the car spun around and come to a stop. Now, what's happened in that instant, as that's happened, the car's actually hit the wall full on sideways. It's brought the front tyre up and back. As it's brought the front tyre up and back, it's hit him right in the helmet. It's hit him right in the side of the helmet. And it's pushed the helmet back up against his head. And as it's pushed it up against his head, a piece of steel has come out from the car, like a rod. And it's just come straight up, hit him in the helmet and gone straight through his helmet. And apparently, it entered the bottom half of his chin. It's gone in here, up through his chin, and then hit the top here, or hit the top of his head, and then bounced back. But what actually happened there was the tyre came up and hit him in the side of the head. That's what's done the damage. That's what's taken his life. That's what's killed him. The thing is, he survived the actual impact. The initial accident, the initial incident, where he's hit the wall, he survived. He was alive for 6 hours after that. 6 hours after the accident, that's where he died. If you have a look at my character right there, that helmet that I've got on my character right there is the type of helmet he had when he died. Like that. Fire suit the same. Basically, what you see here in the driver of that car, or even the sprint car, or whatever else I drive in this, is what race drivers wear. And there was one guy back in 1984, I think it was. Guy's name was Nicky Lauda. He was a German. Now, if any of you guys have heard of Lauda Air, he owns that, right? He was in a very, I can't really remember it because it happened when I was a young kid. I mean, when I say young, I was like, what, 7 or 8 years old, so I really wouldn't remember it. But he hit the wall, I think it was, 1970, I'm 50. It happened when 1980, so it happened about 40 years ago, I think. But the thing is, or it could even be 84, I don't know. I'd have to Google it and have a look. My point's this. His car got hit and spun, and as it spun, it's hit the wall. And he survived, mind you. As it's hit the wall, the car's just burst into flames. Now, if it hadn't been for his helmet, his fire suit, and also the balaclava which he wears underneath the helmet, which is also fireproof, as well as the fire suit, the suits they wear is fire retardant. So basically, it's fireproof. But with what happened to him, his entire car got engulfed in flames. That's the reason why he got so badly burnt. But accidents happen in racing. Racing is a dangerous business to get into. I mean, a driver back in 2000, I think it was 2001, 2000, I can't really remember, but a driver in NASCAR died. The guy's name was Dale Earnhardt. He drove a black Chevrolet, and the sponsor on his car, I think, was Jeff Goodwrench. and his car number was 3, and he died at Daytona. So, and his accident, he lost control and then went straight for head first or nose first into the wall at Daytona up high on the corner as they came out of 3 and 4. He's gone up nose first of the car straight into the fence or into the wall. The hood's come back, hit the car. Now you would seriously think with him being in a full-bodied car that wouldn't have killed him, but he had something that happened to him up in the brain area. He had a brain injury. Well, when I say a brain injury, I mean like he had bleeding on the brain about 10 years previous to this crash or whatever it was, however long beforehand. And then, you know, that accident in 2002, I think it was, that took his life. And the moment he died, things started to change in NASCAR for the better. But you get the odd person out there in the US who say this: NASCAR died when Dale Earnhardt died, and the only reason why they say that is because they changed rules in NASCAR to make it safer for drivers. That's what people do not get. That's what people do not get. My fiance, she's not even a racing fan, and she knows what I'm talking about. I'll bet you any amount of money. It's the same with motorcycle racing. Motorcycle racing, that's one of the most dangerous ones you can do. But those riders, they come off their bikes and they're lucky to survive. But in a way, it's good they do come off their bikes when they crash, because I've seen videos of guys on bikes coming off the bike and bang, the bike bursts into flames. So, you know, that's the way it is. That's racing. It's dangerous. But if you just want to get into it, go right ahead. I'm telling you now, you'll enjoy it. Trust me. But, you know, getting back to what I was saying, enjoy life while you've got it. That's the reason why I said what I said. But also, remember this, life is short. You never know what's going to be around the corner for you. Okay? If you've got a bucket list, fill it out. If you don't have a bucket list, make it. Fill it out. Guys, treat your girls like they're queens. Please. Girls, treat us guys like we're kings. Please. Because I love my girl with all my heart and I'd do anything for her and she knows it. I've proven it. The only thing that I hope to do very soon is besides knock her up, is have her right beside me with my arm right around her and her arm around me. I'll look at her right in her cute face and tell her how much I love her. And then have me down the end of the aisle and have her come walking down in a gorgeous wedding dress. How hot she is. Yes, baby, I know you can hear me. She's probably gone red in the face, I'll bet you. Anyhow, guys, just remember this also when it comes to games. Don't cheat, don't mod, don't do anything stupid, guys. It's not right. Anyhow, guys, look, I'm going to go. I've got no choice. The reason being is time constraints probably coming up on me fairly soon, so I'm going to go. I shall see you guys soon. Also, guys, don't forget round 1 tomorrow night of another championship. 3 nights this week. After tonight, we have 3 nights of round 1s, and then next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, round 2 of the ones that we'd already done for round 1, and then the next week, same thing for these ones. Alrighty? Keep that in mind, keep that on the calendar, make sure you're ready to watch it, be there for me, I'll be there for you, I'll be racing for you, so I'll be pulling you guys, please. Hope you've got your racing shoes on, ready to rock and roll, your helmet in your hands, and you're ready to go, because guess what? From here on in, the season's going to get really intense. Trust me. Alrighty, guys, I shall see you guys fairly soon. I shall see you guys tomorrow night for the next race, round 1 of the next season. So, yeah. Smoke out.